she cannot be free from my parents. And she's basically going to take care of them when my parents are no longer able to get out of a chair. From the time she was old enough to understand being alive, my parents told her, "Oh, you'll just live with us and take care of us in her old age." She's not a nurse. She has her own life, even if it's one of the most pathetic lives I've ever seen, and I'll explain that. My sister basically is only on her own because I took her with me. It took her 4 years after leaving home and 3 years after I left the state for her to get a job. She basically quit on my father, waiting for him for 5 years to teach her how to do things to get a job. She gave up on him. I told her to give up on him a year after, but she waited 3 more years. She's only gotten so far because she forced my father to teach her to drive, teach her how to have a bank account. And she didn't even have access to her money until she was about 28, when he moved the bank from Anchorage to where she lives now. My parents still control my sister. They control what she puts in her apartment. She's so afraid of how they'll react. If she has an interest they don't agree with, she removes it out of the common rooms so my parents don't see it. Let's say she has a magnet for Family Guy. She doesn't, but let's say she does. She will remove that before they come over, because my parents are so strict, fundamentalist, Calvinist Christians. She's afraid she'll be lectured for an hour about a magnet. That is how ridiculous it is. My sister is so afraid of how my parents will react. She completely hides who she is. She gets ridiculed by my parents for having a doll collection. My sister has about 300 dolls in her apartment. It's something she enjoys, something my parents did not support financially, emotionally, in any way. When my sister, from the age of 6 to 20, so the 2000s and 2010s, my parents did not support that in any way. They actually went out of their way to tell her not to get dolls when she was young. My sister wanted to buy an American doll around 2010, when she was just under 18. And my parents told her she could not spend $100 to order one off Amazon. I mean, is there any hobby that is not as healthy? Like, is there any hobby more healthy than collecting dolls? Stamps, maybe? I mean, collecting dolls is a very healthy, very therapeutic collection. I think it's a bit creepy, but that's because I've seen Chucky. But my sister found something she really enjoyed and loved doing. My parents have never supported that. They've actually tried to get her not to collect dolls, which I find rather creepy. And my sister